Hello, this is Ted Argyle from Adrenalin Martial Arts Centre, and welcome to day 25 of 30, where I explore the 30 lessons that I've learnt as a full-time martial artist, a full-time martial arts instructor, and as a business owner for the last 20 years. Today we're going to talk about the importance of nutrition, and this is something I've learnt as a full-time martial artist. I have 16 rules that I live by. I've got them written down so I don't forget, and we're going to go through each one very quickly because there's 16 to get through. The first one is drink plenty of water. Almost every book I've read on nutrition has recommended the daily intake of water as opposed to other methods of hydration, and it's important to drink plenty of it. The second one is to eat lots of vegetables and greens with most meals, meaning that every meal you should have at least a salad or green vegetables on it, with the exception of maybe breakfast where you might just have toast or cereal or something like that. But certainly with your evening meal, or at least one meal a day, you want to have plenty of vegetables and plenty of greens on your plate. The next one is to have minimal processed or packaged foods. Almost everything that you read says that all the bad stuff is in a packet. And it's interesting when you go into the supermarket, particularly the supermarket which promotes themselves as the fresh food people, without naming any names. Only a very small portion of that supermarket footprint is dedicated to fresh food. And even still, that's not fresh. You're better off to grow it if you can, which is one of the other rules that I live by. But we try to eat minimal processed and minimal packaged foods, which brings us to our next one, which is try to grow it rather than buy it. This is something that we're trying to do at home. We also have a block out to the road. We have a couple of acres out there where we plan on growing most of our food on that. But certainly we've gone through phases where we've grown more food. At the moment we have not growing much because we've got heaps of other things happening. But where we can, we try to grow rather than buy. And we notice the difference in taste and definitely in nutritional value. So if you can grow it rather than buy it. The next one is not too much meat. I think it's important to have meat on a daily basis. If you're a vegetarian, I respect that. I've actually tried to be a vegetarian a couple of times, but have been unsuccessful. I don't think there's anything wrong with eating meat, just not too much of it. The next one is to avoid pre-packaged or supermarket frozen meals like the plague. You know those meals that you get that they're in the frozen food section and throw them in the microwave? Avoid those. They're nasty pieces of work. I've only eaten about 2 of those in my lifetime, and that's 2 times too many. The next one is to eat fresh fruit every day. Again, if you can grow it, that's great. We live in a climate that doesn't really allow us to eat fresh fruit all year round. But where you can, try to eat fresh fruit daily. Treat yourself to that chocolate bar or bag of chips from time to time. I actually, on a daily basis, have a little piece of chocolate, and sometimes I'll have potato chips as well. But I always measure that and weigh that so I don't eat too much. So there's nothing wrong with having a little bit, just don't eat 4 bags of chips and 5 chocolate bars a day. The next one, this is don't follow the fad diets. There's it seems to me that every 6 to 12 months or every couple of years there seems to be a new diet coming out where it promotes, more protein or less carbohydrates, or, having fat days and having lean days and all this crazy sorts of stuff. From my experience of observing that for the last 20 years since I've been training full-time, that it always comes back. They say eat this much of that and that much of this. When that fad's gone, they always say just have a well-balanced diet. And then you get this other diet where it says have this, have that, and then it comes back to, again, a nice balanced diet. So I tend not to follow the fads. Next one is if you feel like shit after you've eaten it, you probably shouldn't have eaten it. This is a rule that I live by. And it's probably probably more than anything else, what dictates what I eat, which is to simply look at how you feel after you've eaten something. If you feel like crap after you've eaten something, that's probably not the kind of thing you should be eating. Next one is to avoid deep fried anything. That's common sense. Don't eat anything out of those Bain Maries or fish and chips or any of that kind of garbage. I think it's okay to treat yourself every now and again to that type of thing. Probably about twice a year, my wife and I treat ourselves to fish and chips. And as soon as we eat it, we go, why the hell did we eat that? And then it kind of reminds you as to why you tighten your diet up for the rest of the year. The next one is to limit soft drinks. We only have 1 to 2 soft drinks per week. Many times we share the can that we drink out of. Soft drinks are bad. They've got lots of nasty shit in them, tons of sugar, and they're just not good for you. So try to avoid that as much as you can. No alcohol, no cigarettes or drugs of any kind unless prescribed. I know some people are going to say, oh, but it's okay to have a drink every now and again. That's fine. If you want to have a drink every now and again, that's completely cool. It's no skin off my nose. But if you're drinking 2 to 3 alcoholic beverages a day, which is quite common, that's a problem. That's a problem for your health in the long run. So I would avoid that. Cigarettes is obvious to avoid for all the reasons we know about. And of course, drugs are not good for your body either. The next one is no dietary supplements unless prescribed. I've actually talked to a few people who have gone on little binges of vitamin supplements, and it's had some damaging effects. So you've got to be very careful with supplements of any kind. Protein powders and those kinds of things are okay too, but you'll find that many times you can find what you're searching for in a pill or a powder in a food that you can grow. If you can't grow it, then buy it and eat it. Much better to do that than rather eat something out of a packet. Next one is to always leave room in your stomach for a little more. I think this is important. If you feel as if you can't move after a meal, you've probably eaten too much. The next one is to don't eat anything bigger than your head. This is a child, and I think it's a good rule to follow. Anyway, they're my 16 rules for nutrition. I'm sure some of you will agree with them, some of you won't. That's fine. I think the thing with nutrition, like anything else, is you've got to do all the research, find out what works for you, and go with that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in day 26. Thank you.